What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dueling Aces. How's it going, Mike?
Man, I can't complain. Wait, all is well here on this happy hump day, an MLB hump day. Dude, coming off another 3-1 dueling aces show. Dude, are we going to have to change our name to the MLB ATM show? We might. I don't know.
Hopefully, the people that are watching are following these picks because if they were, they'd be up pretty good. We are on a what? This is now a 31-14 run for a 69% hit rate. Can't beat that, man. We've been pretty locked in. Unfortunately, last week I gave out the only loser as Matthew Liberatore went down to Texas and got lit up. He got us the K's we needed for our strikeout parlays, but didn't get there on the outs. But you cashed your two total unders, so we need to stay back on those because now you're 2-0 on the show with those. So you can't run away from those. And we were able to cash the bonus play that I gave out of Nick Pivetta to go 18 outs. And then my Eflin under 1.5 walks and Chris Bassett 4Ks cashed. So yeah, how things going with you? I'm kind of ready to jump into these picks, but just wanted to see it's been since last Friday since we've had a video. You went golfing yesterday with your father, so I'm jealous. How did that go?
Dude, it was outstanding. Hadn't touched the club in 8 months. So I was really worried, but
Wow.
had some very poor drives, but I hit some good ones. But the main thing was I made this incredible 50-foot putt from way off the green on the fringe. It was uphill. The
Beautiful.
other three guys in the scramble didn't even get it there, and so I'm the last to putt. And I'm like, I'm just gonna hit the hell out of it. I'm just rear back, just smack it. I got to at least get it there, give it a chance, right? So it was pure luck. It was going to break right, hit it, just watched it. The guy's like, Mikey, that's got a chance. Mikey, that's going, it's in.
Nice.
Hey, blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, right? I got
I
lucky.
was getting ready to say
My,
that.
first, my only second ever eagle putt. And this one happened to be in a scramble. I've only ever had one true eagle in my whole golfing career.
Beautiful, beautiful. Speaking of golf, nice transition. You guys make sure to go check out what website was that released
Yeah,
on?
gonna be
Better's
Better's
Insider.
Insider. Just posted about an hour ago. BettersInsider.com. Big Wade here, my awesome host here on the show. RBC Canadian
Yeah.
Open has got some nice, really, really pristine, by the way, Wade. I mean, this is just chock full of good info here. And what do we got? Five? I think you got five plays in that article on the placement props market, which is what Wade excels in, by the way. Finding those top 20, top 30, top 40 bets. They hit at a much higher hit rate than obviously the outrights and that kind of stuff. Outrights are fun, but they just don't hit at a decent enough rate. I guess unless you're playing Scotty Scheffler every week, he hits a pretty high rate
Kicking myself for not just throwing him in there every week
every
right
time.
now. I really didn't think he was going to repeat this week or last week, but
Yeah, it's
he's
crazy,
off
man.
this week, so I guess he's going to be gearing up for the U.S. Open next week. But
Try.
not here to talk some golf. We're here to talk baseball. Hopefully, we can sweep this out. We missed the giveaway last week by that one pick, and I think we can sweep the board today. I love your two plays that you're going to be giving out. We're actually on all of those as well. Not the same pairings, but we're on those plays as well. So this is gonna be a really good day for us, and pretty excited about this. So let's jump right into it. What do you got for play number one?
Dude, all right, this is we're gonna make dueling aces history. I'm gonna give up my first parlay on the show. You finally twisted my arm enough times to start taking these alt K lines, and so far I've been loving them. They're a whole lot less stressful than the regulars. I think I might save a little bit of hair, or at least what little hair I got left it is. But I'm gonna go a two leg here, alt K line. Let's go Mackenzie Gore at 6+ Ks. Gonna pair him with Luis Ortiz at 4+ Ks. Got that early this morning, Fanatics -112. You can probably get it somewhere still around that. I mean, I'd like it all the way up to probably -130 or so if you had to go that high. But there's a few guys, I hate taking pitchers to go over a K prop line if it's a tough matchup. But some guys, we were talking about this off air, it just doesn't matter. Mackenzie Gore is one of those guys. Doesn't matter. He's almost an auto play for me. Guy's still just 26 years old, super nasty breaking stuff, curveball and slider. I think he's what here? Wanted to check my notes. 97th in K rate as far as percentile. That's just insane, man. And he's got a good fastball as well to go with that nasty breaking stuff. 95th percentile in whiff rate. He does draw a tough matchup against the North Siders, the Chicago Cubs here. Cubs do hit lefties pretty well, and they put the ball in play a lot against them. But man, oh man, how can we not throw Gore in here? I just couldn't do it. Even with their high contact rate, Chicago will likely still have three guys in a lineup with a very high K rate of more than 25% of the time. Dansby Swanson, Cy Suzuki, Pete Crow, Armstrong, good old PCA. All three of those guys K at a high rate. So that's three decent targets for McKenzie. Then we go down to Luis Ortiz. He's kind of a underrated guy. I've actually cashed several straight overs on this guy just because nobody really knows who he is. But his K rate's pretty doggone good. He does walk a lot of guys, which scares me, especially in Yankee Stadium. But 86th percentile or 82nd percentile in whiff rate, pretty impressive. A solid 68th percentile in K rate. Throws hard, about 96, 97, sometimes 98 miles an hour. So he's got the stuff to blow guys away. Especially like fading the Yanks. Now that our boy Jazz Chisholm's back in the lineup, he's good for at least 2 or 3 Ks a game. It seems Yanks have K'd at a high rate most of the season against righties, seventh highest K rate in baseball against right-handers. So asking Ortiz just to get four seems pretty safe. Hopefully, that's not famous last words here. But getting these two guys at almost even money, I'll take it, man. Any thoughts from you? You're kind of the parlay guru around here, so I'll defer to you whether you like this player.
Yeah, no, I love this play. I love playing Mackenzie Gore at this point. He's an automatic play at 6 strikeouts every week, and if he misses one for you, he'll cash the next three for you. So I don't really fret too much when he does miss one. This could be one he does miss. It's a scary one. The Cubs have only allowed one left-hand pitcher all year to go over six, and I believe maybe only two have actually hit six. Quite a few guys have landed on five. So, but the way he pitches, I think he's going to go deep today, and I think he's going to be able to find a strikeout on them. So, he's got a 23% strikeout rate against this lineup. So I think he'll be able to find that, but it's going to probably take all 6 innings.
It's gonna be sweaty.
Yeah,
All
for sure.
right, big boy. Don't hold out on us. What's your first play here?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and
I don't
kind of
win.
tie that into that play right there, and I'm gonna give out Mackenzie Gore to go over 17 and a half outs. I think we've given out 6 total plays so far. 2 of them are currently going right now. One was in the Marlins game, the other one's in the Reds game. So outside of those plays, I've kind of got the same strikeout parlays that you've got, different pairings, and I've got a couple straights here. So I'm just gonna give out those straights, and hopefully we can cash for you guys. Yeah, I gave out Mackenzie Gore to go over 17 and a half outs. Waited for that line to drop a little bit. Gave it out on Profit X at minus 127. He just keeps going 18 outs, so we're just gonna keep kind of riding him, just like we're riding his 6 strikeouts. And the Cubs have actually allowed the last 2 left-handed pitchers to go 6 and 7 on them, so we're kind of right in a good sweet spot. Where they're not really doing much damage against left-handed pitchers, and they're really not scoring a lot on starters as they've stayed under 2.5 earned runs to quite a few starters in the last 2 weeks. What I love is last season he went 21 at Chicago, which is a much tougher place to pitch.
Love
He's
it.
much better at home. He's cashed this in 8 of his last 10 overall, and he's cashed 7 straight at home, while also hitting 8 of his last 10 at home. And I really think he's going to be able to find it here. I like the fact that his expected ERA is right around a 3.28. His expected batting average is .226. If you care about that stuff, like you mentioned, his whiff and K percentage stuff is through the roof at 95 percentile, 97 percentile. Um, he can walk guys, but he's not doing more than really like 2 a game. So I don't think he's still staying around the strike zone, which I think can really hurt him. And against this lineup, like you said, he has 57 plate appearances and he's at a 265 batting average. It's not that scary to me, so I think he can find his way to
Like it.
another 6 outs here.
Love it.
What do you got for play number 2, or should I say parlay number 2?
Yeah, you got it, man. I love that Gore over you just threw out there, mainly because the Nats bullpen sucks. They're next to last in baseball in K minus BB rate as far as relievers go. So anytime I see that, a stud starter with a terrible bullpen, we know the manager's going to give that stud ace extra
True.
leash. Even if he gives a couple up early, even if he gives 3 or 4 early, they're still going to let him go because they ain't got anybody better than the bullpen. So Yeah, just
That
something
could
to
be
keep in
quite possible why him and Jake Irvin and, Parker usually
mind.
Mitchell Parker usually go 6
Yep.
innings,
There you go.
'cause they
Something to
don't
keep in
they can't
mind.
get they don't wanna get to that bullpen, so yeah, that's a good outlook right there.
Yeah, so appreciate it, man. Yeah, something to keep in mind if you play a lot of outs props or you play a lot of K props, the guys got to be in the game long. And so we talked about this off air too. A team with a really good bullpen like the Twins, you got to be careful betting some overs
Mhm.
just because Rocco Baldelli is quick to give the hook really quick. So that kind of hurts some overs there with the Twins. But yeah,
That's why I like the alt strikeout guys that are at, like, 4 and
yeah,
5 because
absolutely.
you don't need those guys to go. Because sometimes when you
Yeah,
take the guys that get 6, you really need them to go a full 6 to average. Because most guys are only averaging 1 strikeout per inning.
true. Yep, very good. That's yeah, and that's how I approach it too. Quick and dirty math. You know, your elite
Yeah,
guys Gore and a few others, Scooble and Thale and some of the other guys. They might average about 1.5 per inning, the elite
correct,
guys, but you're right, the
correct.
average is about 1 per inning. And so anytime
Rodon's at the top of that list right
oh,
now,
it
the way
is.
he's throwing the
Isn't
ball.
he good? Man, we both
Man,
cashed for him again last night. That guy's an auto bet these days. Holy smoke.
absolutely on fire. Hey, sports fans, are you looking for free daily sports betting picks and the hottest promo codes for sports books in your state? Check out eatwatchbet.com, bettersinsider.com, and hellorookie.com, your ultimate one-stop shop for winning sports picks and unbeatable deals. Dive into daily articles packed with expert predictions and tips to help you make smarter bets. Plus, we've got links to exclusive promo codes for every major sports book in your state. Why miss out on free money? Don't wait. Visit eatwatchbet.com, bettersinsider.com, and hellorookie.com now and take your sports betting game to the next level. All
Appreciate
right,
that,
man.
brother.
Well,
Nice promo there. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate that. Yeah, go to any of our 3 sites, sign up with the best bonus in your state. You can scroll by states. It's real easy to see the top offers. Yeah, sign up for all of them, man. The more outs you have, the better as far as just options to shop odds. Really helps you bankroll long term. So really appreciate that. Appreciate the promo there, Wade. And y'all don't be shy. Like I said, sign up for Wade's Discord. You're going to learn a ton if you're interested in MLB at all. Heck, you don't even have to like baseball. If you just like making money, sign up for Wade's service. It's going to hook you up with profits every single week. Definitely every single month. I think he's only lost 2 months out of the last 25 or something crazy like that. But
what do you got for parlay number 2,
yeah,
man? Because I'm
yeah,
excited to see what you got here.
yeah, here we go. They're doing a second parlay. I mean, the pigs must be flying in the sky. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me in these parlays, but I've been liking them a lot lately. So I'm gonna go one of my favorites. See if we can get the hat here just for funsies. Might as well
Where are we
might as well
going
get
here?
for the play. Yeah, baby. Chris freaking Sale,
Nice.
6+ Ks. Gonna pair him with Nick Pavetta, 5+ Ks,
Mhm.
-119. Also, a good old Fanatics. If you don't have Fanatics in your state, I feel sorry for you. They have pretty good prices over there. A lot of times it beat DK. But anyway, Sale, what can we say, man? Reigning AL Cy Young Award winner. Yes, I know he only struck out 4 against the Diamondbacks team back in late April, but he really hadn't hit his groove yet. And so it's definitely not the case now. He has been on fire lately. That backdoor slider is just flat out filthy. I think he can find us at least 6, maybe 7 or even 8 against Arizona, even with that high K rate. Just love Chris Sale. I mean, he's getting a little on up there in years, but you'd never know it by the way he's pitching right now. Heck, he just got 8 Ks last week against Philadelphia. They're a low K rate team against lefties. And then also before that, he faced the Padres. He got 6 against the Padres. They're also a low K rate team against lefties. So, like we talked about with Gore, a lot of times you don't want to look too heavy into the matchup because you've just got a stud ace on the hill and you don't want to miss out on the alt K. That's what I'm doing here. Um, and Pavetta's a guy I've been riding for gosh, 2, maybe 3 years now. He's not really a household name, but he's a great K prop pitcher. He's 85th percentile in K rate, nasty curveball, nasty cutter. Asking him to just get 5 against a San Fran lineup that sometimes does strike out a decent amount, a lot more than I thought. I think it's a decent enough matchup here. 13th highest against righties, which isn't a whole lot, but it's slightly above average there. San Fran has 4 hitters who fan at least 24% of the time. this sounds like a pretty good parlay piece here. The Sale one's a little scary just because Arizona does mash the baseball and they do hit lefties really well. But this is Chris freaking Sale we're talking about here. And as long as that slider's getting over the plate, I feel pretty good about him getting six. Way to know you were kind of with me on this, I think. What do you think about Mr. Sale and Pavetta today? I know you like
Yeah, the
this.
I'm on both of these. I've got Sale parlayed, or I guess I've got Gore parlayed with Pavetta.
There you go.
Sale I like. It was one of the first ones I looked at last night. Yeah, it's definitely a scary matchup, no doubt.
Boy,
But
yeah,
what I do like about it is the fact that he only got 4 on them earlier in the year. I think he wants to bounce back and have a better outing than that. Not that guys are sitting around thinking I got to strike out everybody in the world, but I do think that's kind of what he um, pushes his game towards.
oh
And
yeah,
he
same.
had 6 and 9 on them last year, so I just think this is a good bounce back spot. Kind of one of those things we talked about off air. When pitchers either go over or under their line, whatever the sports book set, um, game one, if they face them again later in the year, it's almost weird how it works. So they almost always flip flop the other way. It won't
Yep,
happen 100% of the time, but almost always, a guy's line set at 5.5. He lands on 4 the first time he faces him. He's almost always going to hit 6 that second game. And if
yep.
they go 8 the first game, I feel like they almost always drop 2.
Back to
If
six.
it's a
Yeah,
really good guy, if he's had a really good history, if he's a really sharp pitcher, I might lean towards taking them like 1 under the last time. If they got 8, I'll take them up to 7 the last time. But um, yeah, that's just how I play it safe with some of these strikeout props because you got to think about it. It's like the second time through this, the batters are seeing the pitcher.
sure.
Especially some of these guys are only like a month or a few weeks removed from that same matchup, like what we're dealing with some of these guys now. That's more recent than say they saw him in May and now they're seeing him again in August. That's like 2 or 3 months in between. So right now we're in that frame where a lot of these guys have just seen these teams. So
Yep.
risky. The Pavetta one, I like it. I obviously played it. It's probably the one I'm most worried about.
Oh,
He
gotcha.
did get 9 against them last year, and
Mhm.
everything on paper looks great. But when you look at his history when he goes to San Francisco, his last game he had 0 strikeouts, got lit up for a 54 ERA. The
Oh,
2 games prior to that at San Francisco, he only had 3 strikeouts. So I'm just
oh,
saying,
wow.
if he does miss, I'm on it anyways, but if he does miss, I think he's in better form right now, but if he does miss, I won't be shocked just because um that's just stuff
Yeah,
that I look into, and for some
yeah,
reason, he doesn't have a good history in San Francisco. We'll see if he can buck that trend
yep,
this year. I think he hopefully can. I think he's got the right matchup, the players on this roster compared to the teams in the past. But
yeah.
it's something to look at, man.
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up, Wade. Guys, that right there, what Wade just talked about, this guy digs deep into these matchups. I mean, I
Yeah, I
think
might
I
go a
do.
little too deep sometimes.
He goes deep, and I'm telling you, man, sign up for that Discord. You're going to learn so much. Like, there you go. He just gave you a freebie there. Home and away matters more than people think. Now, I don't. I look at it, and it will kind of sway me one way or another, but I don't weight it as heavily as Wade does. But maybe I should because this guy's been cashing MLB props, since God said, "Let there be
Well,
light."
it didn't keep me off this play. I'll say that. I
Right?
got Gore and Pavetta paired because what I did like is like Pavetta had 9 on him earlier this season, and he has a K rate of 42% or higher. Is that right? So 6 hitters. That's what I wrote.
Yeah,
So that's pretty
exactly.
high. He's just
34.9% lifetime against this Giants roster.
yeah. The BVP is just too good. You can't. This is a play you almost can't pass up. I just do not like his history in San Francisco at all. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out.
And I've always wondered that because, like, baseball is such a mental game,
Yeah, I
and
know.
and it's
I
just,
know.
especially for pitchers because they're routine guys. They're OCD about the
Yep.
routine,
Yep.
and there's just some ballparks where guys don't have it in for whatever reason. And the more that happens, I really think it starts getting in their head,
Yeah.
kind of like Coors Field. A lot of times it is the thin air, but then a lot of times I think it's the mental, handicap of, oh crap, I'm in Coors, I'm going to get lit up, and it almost becomes a self fulfilling prophecy. So yeah, I'm telling you
This
guys,
is
sign up for Wade's
why I'm
Discord.
not
You'll learn stuff
touching
like this.
this is why I'm not touching Pavetta's outs today
Yep, got
because
Yep.
He's never gone 6 innings one time, even at home against them. So that's one of
There
those
you go.
trends. I just gotta his something about him and this team, but I think he can strike them out a lot. And you're not gonna. Chances are, if he finds 9 strikeouts again, he's not gonna go six
Yeah.
innings anyways. So
Yeah. There you go.
yeah, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and give out. I guess I'll give out this last straight.
Bonus. You
They're
got a
both
bonus?
pretty risky. I don't think I have a bonus today because I don't have two of my plays are already going.
Got you.
The bonus play would be probably the riskiest of the day. Ah, screw it. We'll give a bonus. We'll
Yes.
do my
Yes.
bonus, I guess, will be Clark Schmidt for the Yankees to go over 1.5 walks.
Yeah.
Now, usually with walk props, they're usually parlayed, but this one we were able to find it on Profit X for minus 146. So I gave that out as a straight. I
Nice.
was thinking about taking Schmidt over 1.5 walks at minus 160 when he opened up right around there. So if he's anywhere minus 160 or under, I would probably take this as a straight. The Guardians have walked 2 plus against right-handed pitchers. 5 straight games, 8 of the last 9 games, 9 of the last 11 games, and 15 of the last 18 games. Schmidt has also walked the Guardians 5, 2, and 3 in his last three head-to-head. He's also walked 2 plus in 8 of his last 10, and he's walked 4 plus in 4 of his last 6 at home, and he's walked 2 plus in 5 of his last 6 at home. So right now he just doesn't have the control, and the Guardians are walking seventh most the last 30 days to right-handed pitchers, while he averages 4.2 walks per 9 innings pitched. So I just really like this, especially where a lot of pitchers are going deep on the Guardians. So if he goes 6 innings, I love him to get 2 walks today. A little juicier play, but I think it's worth it for all the positive data that we got going.
Yeah, Schmidt. I rode him a couple times in the strikeout market, but yeah, I have noticed that. 'Cause I watch a lot of pitchers, man. I'm a baseball sicko. You are too. But, it's just things you pick up here and there. And Clark's got good stuff, but yeah,
Yeah,
the command's not there yet. He really shows his youth as far as the command. Gets a little wild with some of that stuff. I like him as a K target when he's got a really good matchup, but
yeah,
honestly, tonight it really doesn't against the Guardians. They're pretty disciplined at the plate, so like that one quite a bit. The volume should be there where he has opportunities to get a lot of three ball counts, and that's all you need to cash just a couple walks here. So I like that one a lot. I've never bet that market, but it's something I might look into. It just sounds like fun. I don't know. I don't. Will it age me though? It'll probably age me, Wade. I don't know.
yeah. I would say for you, I would stay away from the overs, the unders, and just for us in general, the unders are cashing a lot more for us this year than the overs. For some reason, we have just had the worst luck with overwalks for some reason,
Well,
and last 2 years, there's something that's helped us grow our bankroll quite a bit. So Um, Overwalks is something I'm treading lightly with. This is just a good matchup that I like today. And the fact that it's straightable and I don't have to parlay
sure.
anything.
Yeah,
Whenever you
absolutely.
can find walks, I think there's a lot of guys you can take chances on. If you were to really look at all the starting pitchers, quite a few actually do walk two. If they're walkers, they
Yeah.
walk two quite a bit, and if they don't walk, they walk under two quite a bit. So I
Yep.
think there's a lot of value that you could find in walks. We've just been burned so much by them this year. We're kind of missing the boat by not sticking to them. But then they're just like not our favorite plays. So once you start adding those in, then your volume goes up, and I'd rather not add volume with walks. So I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
maybe like one a day is good enough. Maybe two if you like something. We've been doing like two a day here and there when we like stuff. So
Yeah, that's another good
as for
point.
the official play, another risky one, but I like it based on history. The only reason I think it's risky is the fact that he's already pitched against them once. He's already hit 18 outs once, but I'm going to go Merrill Kelly over 17 and a half outs.
Yeah.
Was able to find that on Novig at minus 130 when I gave that out. It was flirting around the minus 140s, minus 150s there for a while. I'm not sure where it's at right now. He has faced the Braves 5 times, and he's gone 6 or 7 innings in all 5 of those starts. His only start in Atlanta, he went 7. He's also hit 95 plus pitches in five straight games, hitting 100 plus in 3 of those 5. So they're letting him go deep. He's got a long leash, and he has cashed 4 of his last 5 games, and he's cashed 7 of his last 10 overall. Even giving up 6+ hits, which he's actually done that in 4 of his last 5 games, which doesn't really look pretty to me on paper. He's still able to work around base runners, which I really like. When you look at his savant, it's not the sexiest thing. His expected ERA is right around a 4.21. Expected batting average 0.263. He doesn't really bring in much from the fastball. He's just one of those guys that he doesn't walk a lot and he gets a pretty good ground ball rate, so he can get out of a lot of jams. He can induce a lot of double plays, and he's just a pitcher that, for whatever reason, even if it doesn't look like a high K guy, he finds a way to get 5, 6 strikeouts most games, and he finds a way to get to 6 innings most games. So, just kind of he's almost one of those automatics. Even when he's facing an Atlanta team who's really turned it on quite a bit, especially with Acuna joining the lineup. Like you said, off air, they can still strike out. I think they can still give you pretty easy outs. You can get him to get hit ground balls. So as long as he can keep the ball in the yard, doesn't give up the long ball, I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I like that one. I mean, I've been a Braves fan since 1991, the worst of first year, but I can honestly say, even with my Atlanta rose colored glasses on, this team is highly inconsistent on offense. I mean, they will just make you crazy watching. They look great one game and then back down to terrible the next game. So kind of like Merrill Kelly, who's not going to give up, a lot of. He's not going to throw a lot of meatballs out over the middle of the plate. He usually has his barrel rate down. Could definitely see him going deep here. We talked about it off air. Atlanta still they're right in the middle of the market as far as K rate against righties, but last 14 days, eighth highest overall. So they do have a few guys that do K quite a bit, which makes me think Merrill can work deep here. He's just a solid arm. He's finally healthy. He missed half the season last year with an injury. He's finally fully healthy. So yeah, I like that one quite a bit. I think he goes 6 innings, maybe even works into the seventh a little bit. I don't think you have to sweat that one.
Yeah, think so.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think he'll be fine. Just because I don't. As sad as it sounds, I don't trust the Braves offense to give him that hard of a time. I could be
They
wrong.
are they are turning it on though, which makes me happy because I think they might be able to do some damage here. I'm not sure if they're already too far out of the race in the division or anything like that. But yeah, we'll see if we can cash these bets for you guys. So let's uh let's go back over these again.
Let's go.
Mike gave out, was it Gore 6
Yep.
and Ortiz 4. Mike also gave out Sale 6 and Pavetta 5.
Yep.
And then I gave out um,
Gore over outs. Yep.
Gore over 17.5 outs. And then my last play was, well, I guess the bonus play was Clark Schmidt to go over 1.5 walks. And then the last play of the day was Merrill Kelly to go over 17.5 outs.
Yeah. Thank y'all for watching today, guys. It's been a fun show. Always is.
Yeah, I appreciate it again. Let's cash these tickets and appreciate it. We'll be back on possibly Friday. So
You got
let's
it.
cash these tickets. See you guys.
Y'all be good.